And I'd like to welcome everybody to our webinar conference call tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and I've prepared some very special slides for you today that will walk us through this whole process of examining compensation structures. I think you're going to like the content. And the purpose of these webinars, a lot of people ask me, well, Daren, why do you teach these webinars? I used to work as a consultant to people who really wanted to make the right decision in network marketing, and so they would pay me a lot of money to do research in the industry and pick them out a phenomenal company, phenomenal compensation plan, a great product line, so that they could get involved with the network marketing company that could potentially generate thousands and thousands of dollars, maybe even hundreds of thousands or millions. And so I researched heavily all the companies in network marketing. I've written books on the subject. I've written a lot of articles in magazines, done a lot of recordings, done a lot of radio and television. And so, in the past, I've charged as much as $300 for a 90-day course where we've gone through this stuff in detail. It was a pretty lucrative business, honestly. So a lot of people ask me, well, Daren, why do you teach this class for free now? Why don't you still charge for the class? And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, as much as I would like to think that I could make a tremendous amount of income in the seminar and speaking business, the best business model in the world, absolutely bar none, is network marketing. I make so much more money just being in a network marketing business and just promoting a product or a service and pushing that product and service out to the world. And, just making friends and traveling the world and just having a great time. I have so much more success with that business model than I do with the seminar model because it's residual. Every single month people reorder the product that I'm marketing. Everybody gets good results on the products if you do your research and find a good product. So I don't need the money from the seminar business, so I don't charge. That's one of the reasons I don't charge. Number two, I kind of feel like I've been really blessed in my life. I've really had some great opportunities. I've made some good money. I've had the opportunity to kind of build a reputation in the industry as an author and as a trainer and a consultant. And so network marketing to me comes very easy now. It's much easier than it used to be when I first started out, when I was really just beating the bushes and working really hard with a variety of different strategies to build my business. It's much easier now. I feel that it's time for me to give back to you guys and to help other people along the way. Just kind of mentorship type program, help the people who need the help, just as I was helped along the way by my mentors. So mentorship's an interesting thing. It's kind of like a pay it forward program, but you don't pay it back to the person who gave it to you. You pay it forward to the next person. The third reason I teach these seminars is obviously when I did my study of over 400 top network marketing companies, one of the main purposes that I did that study was not just to write a book and not just to help people, avoid the scams and pick great companies, but one of my main purposes was in selecting a business for myself, for my family. And I've done that. I've gone through over 400 top network marketing companies in specific detail. I picked one program and now I'm building a large business with that. Now, this webinar presentation is not designed to talk about that program. As a matter of fact, you'll never hear me mention it on this call unless I slip up like I do every once in a while. But I'm going to try to not slip up tonight and talk about that because I get real excited about my individual company. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a whole lot of companies, a lot of great companies, and I'm the first person to admit that my company, my product, my compensation structure is not the only game in town. And objectively speaking, if you want to go out there and try to pretend like your product or business or compensation plan is the only product worth looking at, the only compensation plan worth working in, then you're fooling yourself. You either have had very limited exposure to other companies or you're just biased and just totally focused on your company, which is, it's not a bad thing. Or you don't have an objective bone in your body. You just, so many people want to fight over, my daddy can beat up your daddy, and if you say any different, then you're not invited to my birthday party. That's kind of the attitude everybody kind of takes when they get in these companies. They get very territorial, they get very focused on their own thing, and sometimes we forget that all of us, no matter what company we're involved with on this line tonight, we're all a part of the same deal. We're all a part of the same industry. And we need to support one another. I get people coming to me every day with exposés on companies. They say, "Oh, look at this YouTube video on this hard copy. Went into did a hidden video, independent distributor in their living room. They went in there and they caught them on camera making product claims. And look at this; it's a big exposé." And they say, "Well, now we're going to be superior to this company because they screwed up." Let me tell you, folks, for every company that has done that, for every person who's done that in a living room in one particular company, in company A, just as many people are doing it every night in company B and company C and company D. All the companies have distributors, some distributors that are making non-compliant statements that could get them in trouble. And it just so happens that that particular brother or sister in the industry, had their number drawn. And I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying that you should be doing that or shouldn't be doing that. What I'm saying is that it's not a good thing when other companies get in trouble. It's not a good thing when other companies are not following procedure. We all need to support one another and help each other stay in business. There's nothing more powerful than having a whole lot of competitors working with us in this industry to make us all stronger, make us all smarter, and keep us on our game. That's what competition's all about. Otherwise, we wouldn't have sports. We wouldn't have all these competitive music things and scholarships and all the things that we compete for in this life. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have the opportunity to improve ourselves without that kind of competition. So the competition's good, and don't try to cheapen it by playing like your company is the only deal in town, because it certainly isn't. There's a lot of great companies out there. Okay, so for those of you who just joined the webinar, obviously down at the bottom of the screen here, I'm just going to click off this slide, so I wanted to point this out. Here is the webinar conference call access. This is the audio for the call, and you can join us soon on the call. Looks like we have hundreds of people on this particular webinar already, so that's exciting.